What up? Jeff here with all my Bitcoin renegades, and I'm just gonna do a really quick video tonight. I just had like this really crazy idea about if you bought Bitcoin, like say you bought Bitcoin at a really high price when the market was up because you really thought it was going to 100,000. You listened to a lot of these big crypto YouTubers, and they told you it was going to go to 100,000, and so did I. And I still think it will. But I have a solution for a lot of people that just purchased Bitcoin at a higher level and hasn't purchased any more since. So I just made this analysis in my head. Picture this, right? So say you bought in at Bitcoin, your friend told you about it at $60,000 when it just broke out from the 58,000 up to the $60,000 level. We got the new all-time high. You decided to buy in at 60,000. Remember a video I showed you a while ago at the very beginning in the intro of the video? We saw somebody buy 102 Bitcoin at almost $60,000. So imagine you're that guy, but you only spent $1,000 on Bitcoin at 60,000. You're not as rich as him. You can't afford 102 Bitcoin like most of us can't. All right? So just picture this. You bought $1,000. That was all the money you had at the time, right? You put your full $1,000 investment into Bitcoin at $60,000. Okay? So the price went all the way down to 28,800. Now you are sitting on less than 500. Okay, it went back over 30, so you're sitting at about 500, 550 bucks, right? Okay, you're hurt. You're thinking, man, I got to get all the way back up to $60,000. The price has to double for me to make a profit. There's no way I'm going to make a profit now. I'm basically got to sell for a loss, take half my money so I don't lose it all. No. I have a simple solution that if you do have a little bit of more money to put in, that it can completely solve the issue of you buying at $60,000, that you can buy in at $20,000 less than what you bought in before and still make a profit. So you bought $1,000 at $60,000. Okay, so now you go and the price went to 28.8, right? Well, most of us wouldn't have hit that because that was just like a fluke wick. Most of us wouldn't have had a buy order in at 28.8, but we might have at 30,000, and you might have actually even caught it at 30,000, 30,500. Let's say 30,500, okay? So you bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin at $60,000. So that person needs Bitcoin to go over $60,000 in order to make a profit. Well, if you take this approach that I'm about to tell you, you will be in the profit at $40,000, even if you bought $1,000 in Bitcoin at $60,000. So this is what you will do. You will take, not financial advice, but this was just a wonderful idea that I had, and I just had to share it with you guys because it's brilliant. So $60,000, you bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. I said that a lot, I'm sorry. And now you catch Bitcoin at $30,500. Okay, by this time you saved up about $2,000 because you haven't bought any more Bitcoin because you're in a loss, but you have about $2 more sitting around that you're like, man, I want to invest more in Bitcoin, but I just lost half of my money. Why would I do that, right? Nobody wants to lose more than half of their money already, and never put in more in the market than you can afford to lose. Okay, so you lost basically $500 or $450. Now you're at 550 bucks. So you take your remaining $2,000 and you put it in Bitcoin at $30,500, right? So now we're gonna do the math. That way you guys can see this. I actually already did it there, sorry. I was thinking this myself. This was for me, like, I just like to think about stuff like this. And it's good knowledge for like the new investor or even the avid crypto investor that made a bad purchase at $60,000 and is now kind of regretting it, hoping, man, this has got to get really high before I can see a profit. Well, this is what you do. So you bought in at $60,000, right? That was your first purchase at $1,000. So you have one share at $60,000. $60,000. So now it went down to $30,500. And now you buy $2,000 worth. We'll call that 2 shares. So 30,500. Oh, whoops, here. This will be a plus 30,500. And then since it's 2 shares, we put it twice. 30,500. So we want to get the average of this now. So it equals 121,000. So let's input that now. 121,000. That's all 3 of those combined. So we get 121,000. I guess I could have just put equals. But we want to get our dollar cost average now, since there was 3 shares, 3 different prices that you bought at, 1,000 at 60,000 and 2,000 at 30,500. Now you divide this by 3 and you get an average price now. So divided by 3, and this will be your average price. So now your price goes to $40,333. And what does that mean exactly? Well, it means that as soon as the Bitcoin price reaches $40,333, you will be back at $3,000 now, what you originally invested. So now you are broke even at $40,333 instead of having to wait for it to get all the way back up to $60,000 for you to be in the profit. That is the bonus of dollar cost averaging. That is the value of buying Bitcoin at different prices. And that is why I tell you dollar cost average. You can take a giant kind of really bad purchase that seems now, and at the time it wasn't, but a really bad purchase that it seems now, and basically shred it down, $20,000 to a more decent. We're at 35,000 right now. We just broke out of 35,500. Okay, so we're basically 5,000 more than what you would have bought in at, and you only need about 5,300 more to break even. So if the price goes up over 40,000, boom, you're broke even, and now when it skyrockets, you're in the profit. So I just basically saved you from losing half of your money and waiting for it to get all the way back up to $60,000 in order to see some profit. So this is what you have to do. You have to be smart. You have to be cunning and, be really vigilant in what you do. And just, trust in yourself. When I talk about praying about, being in coins and asking God, I don't ask God, please make Bitcoin $1 million. I ask, please give me the wisdom to understand what's going on and when to buy and when to sell, and help me to use the brain that you've given me in order to do this, to help make wealth for myself and my family. And that's what I'm doing. This isn't just for myself. I probably wouldn't put this much effort into something just for myself. Honestly, if anybody knows me, they know that's true. I love working hard. It's hard to do always for yourself though, and I know you have to put yourself before you can, help anybody else, and in the main stuff I do. But when it comes to, going the extra mile and putting the extra effort in, normally I do that for other people. That's just the way I am though. So, alright, well, I just had to share that with you guys. That was amazing. So if you want to learn how to do stuff like this, just follow my channel, hit the like button. It will help get this information to people who need this information, that bought at high prices. Do you think it's the corporations and the hedge funds that bought at those prices and that are now in the loss? No, it isn't. Most of the time it is us little guys. So I am just trying to help you and show you what to do, if you had made a mistake, or if you're just in this for the long term and you made a couple high purchases, just make a couple low purchases to offset the, the giant losses. All right, guys, that being said, you know what time it is. Goodbye and good Bitcoin. Bang!